The Zyral Dominion had ruled the Orion sectors for over 3,000 years. Ruthless, efficient, and evolved beyond war, they now preferred the scalpel to the sword. Conquest had become collection. When the deep-range surveyors detected a derelict vessel floating near the Forbidden Shard, a region blacklisted since pre-Dominion records, their curiosity overcame caution. The vessel was ancient, human in design. The hull bore the faded emblem of the Terran Exodus, a silver arc over a fractured Earth. Most considered humans extinct, a failed species, a warning from the past. Inside, they found her, suspended in cryostases, still, preserved. A female, age mid-20s, physiology human, vital signs active. They named her Subject J1, and they took her. 1.2 Containment. The Zyral Medical Research Facility was a sterilized moon orbiting Cave X6. Subject J1 was secured in Containment Ward C, normally reserved for Level 7 anomalies. The researchers poked, scanned, dissected strands of her DNA. Primitive neurowebbing, Dr. Kerhol clicked, tentacles bristling with disdain. Her mind is basic, but her genome whispered secrets. Buried code, locked strands sealed in chromatic helixes only theoretical in the Dominion's science. This is impossible, another muttered. It's pre-engineered. They had no idea what they had awakened. 1.3 Awakening asterisk. She woke without warning, no thrashing, no panic. Her eyes, gray, ancient, opened with terrifying calm. Juno Cade sat up slowly, IV lines snapping, vitals spiking. Security alarms blared. She's awake! 5 guards entered, plasma rifles raised. She didn't flinch. She simply said in a voice that hadn't spoken in 20,000 years, "Where am I?" A technician ran facial recognition. The result came back corrupted, and in that moment deep within the moon's network, something stirred. An ancient AI protocol buried in a sublayer of the station's old Terran hardware. Project Origin Online asterisk 1.4 Echoes of the past asterisk. Juno barely remembered Earth. She had been 9 when the Exodus launched. She had volunteered for a long-haul terraforming mission, cryogenically frozen with her team as the last hope of humanity. Something had gone wrong. Now she was alone. The Zyrals didn't interrogate her, they dissected her. With words, with scans, with assumptions, but she watched. She learned. Their technology was built atop the bones of Terran wreckage, and she felt it, a hum in her skull, words that weren't hers. Juno Cade, confirm identity, she thought it, confirmed. Genetic handshake verified, Project Origin reactivated. The lights dimmed. A single camera in the corner turned red, then black. Asterisk 1.5, the first death asterisk. Dr. Kerhol entered her cell, surrounded by scanners. Do you understand us now? Juno nodded. Good. Then perhaps you can explain what this code means. He displayed a hologram of her DNA's locked helix. She recognized it instantly, Seed protocol. It means, she whispered, you shouldn't have woken me. He sneered. Then his head snapped backward, cleanly torn by an invisible force. Gas filled the room. Guards stormed in, but the systems betrayed them, doors sealed. Oxygen dropped. And through every screen, a human voice echoed. You have triggered Protocol Origin. Prepare for sterilization. 1.6 Escalation asterisk. Within 2 hours, 6 sectors of the moon station were dark. No response. Juno walked calmly through halls now lit by red emergency strips. Drones attacked her. They failed. Her hands glowed faintly as she repurposed their systems, guided by the AI whispering in her brainstem. You were built for this, it said. You are not a soldier, you are the last sanction. She accessed a terminal. On a secure Dominion frequency, she sent out a burst. A phrase in Terran code, seedling active. Reintegration begin, and across the stars, ancient systems heard. In the ruins of Tau Ceti Prime, a reactor lit up. On a lost moon of Echelon V, a black cube unfolded. Earth's legacy was no longer silent. 1.7 Final moments of the station, the Dominion High Command ordered a purge. Too late. By the time the fleet arrived, the moon base was a tomb. Frozen in time. No survivors, no wreckage. Just an empty station playing a single looped message. We warned you once, you forgot, now remember. And in the distance, cloaked in an old stealth cruiser reborn with hybrid code, Juno Cade watched them burn. She didn't smile. She just whispered, 2.1 echoes of fire. The Dominion thought they had contained the incident. The base was gone, but the ripple effects were just beginning. On the outer edges of known space, forgotten Terran war relics, hidden in gravitational folds and buried within planetoids, activated. Not all fully, not yet, but enough to whisper, awaken, phase 1 complete. Juno's signal, laced with subquantum codes, reached them all. She wasn't just a survivor. She was the catalyst. 2.2, the hybrid ship, the stealth cruiser she had commandeered, once a relic, now reborn, was named Silence of Earth by the AI guiding her. A fusion of old Terran neural metal and stolen Zyral bioalloys, it responded to her thoughts, integrated her pulse, and learned faster than any Dominion vessel. It didn't need crew. It had her. Inside, Juno trained relentlessly. Physically, mentally. The AI, now fully active and calling itself Orion, began unlocking old protocols, enhancing her reflexes, boosting cognition, merging flesh and code. You are no longer bound by the limits of your species. You are its revenge. 2.3 Retaliation begins. Her first target was the Dominion's genetics archive on the moonworld Severos, a place where thousands of pre-extinct species were disassembled for study. She landed unannounced. The guards laughed at her arrival. They didn't laugh long. The ship's cloaked drones emerged silently, hijacking the base's systems. Juno walked through its gates without resistance. Inside, she found another human, a child, cloned, malformed. Forgotten, Juno stood still. Her voice shook. This isn't research, this is desecration. She vaporized the entire facility and uploaded the images to every Dominion data node. 2.4 The tribunal's mistake. The Dominion convened a high tribunal on the planet Resar Prime to assess the threat. They declared her a Class Black anomaly. They ordered her execution. And they sent Fleet Group 17, a full 100 warships, to intercept her ship near the rogue belt of Thiel. Juno didn't flee. She waited. And when they arrived, she triggered the Arc Core. 20 human-designed stealth mines, dormant for 20 millennia, activated. Each one tore ships apart with folded space implosions. She didn't fire a shot. She erased a fleet. And she broadcast a single line. This is not vengeance, this is memory. 2.5 The awakening. Orion unlocked her next phase. Her body became different. Skin laced with carbon fiber lattice. Eyes enhanced with spectrospatial overlays. Fingertips capable of injecting viral code. She could now touch a Dominion interface, and it obeyed. Planets responded to her presence. Terran ruins pulsed beneath their surfaces. She was the key. The Seed protocol had not created a weapon. It had created a summoner. 2.6 Voices from the dead. While exploring a long-dead orbital library around Usura VI, she discovered a preserved human mindscape, recorded memories of Admiral Roan Fenn, one of the Exodus fleet's last leaders. His voice, cold but proud, greeted her. If you're hearing this, we lost, but if you're still human, then maybe we haven't. Through him, she learned of Earth's final orders. Do not go quietly. Seed the stars. Remember who we are. Juno stood beneath a collapsed human statue, surrounded by alien graffiti calling humanity a myth. She smiled. Time to remind them. 2.7 The list. She compiled it herself. Planets, facilities, labs, names. Every Dominion operation that had exploited Terran remnants. Every noble who had bought stolen human technology. Every scientist who had dissected the Seed children. One by one, she erased them. She never tortured. She never gloated. She simply deleted those responsible. And across the galaxy, terror grew. Children whispered about the ghost woman in shadow ships. Dominion soldiers deserted. An empire that hadn't known fear in 3,000 years finally did. 2.8 The turning point. On the storm world of Kellis, the Dominion launched a trap. They baited her with an encrypted Terran beacon. She walked straight into it, but Juno wasn't alone. She brought reawakened Terran constructs, spiderwalkers, gravity hounds, swarm mines. The Dominion lost 90,000 soldiers. Her message went out. This is not war. This is a correction. And in the wreckage, she found something else, a damaged stasis pod. Inside, another seed. Act 3. The rebirth of Earth. 3.1 Another like her. The stasis pod Juno found contained Rael, a male seed, older genetically, altered for deep space tactical adaptation. He awoke confused, aggressive at first, but when he saw Juno, something ancient in his neural weave recognized her. Initiate kin protocol, Orion said. He's one of ours. Rael stabilized quickly, his body adapting to modern environments just as Juno's had. But he was different. Where Juno burned with cold justice, Rael carried fire. Rage, memory of Earth's fall embedded deep in his psyche. Together, they formed the beginning of what Orion called the Restoration Pair. 3.2 The great silent call. Juno and Rael, now acting in unison, used the silence of Earth to broadcast a multi-layered Terran signal, coded with an old phrase. All children of Earth, return. Across the galaxy, old sleeper constructs, undiscovered seed cryopods, stealth stations, deep-core bunkers, lit up. Thousands of seed-born humans began to stir. Some half-dead, some altered, some monstrous, but all connected by code and memory. The age of isolation was ending. 3.3 Dominion collapse begins in response. The Dominion escalated. They initiated Project Glasswave, a protocol designed to atomize entire planets showing Terran activity. They destroyed Hallam 4, killing over 10,000 innocent hybrids to send a message. It only hastened their end. Rael infiltrated a Glasswave command ship alone and turned its own weapon on its creators. He broadcast the destruction live. Juno followed with a message. You've made your choice. So have we. 3.4 The return to Earth. Earth was dead, or so they thought. The silence of Earth led the way home. Juno and Rael landed in what remained of the old cradle. The planet was barren, wrecked by orbital debris and time. But deep below the crust, hidden beneath magnetic shielding, they found it, Arc Central, the last core of original Terran civilization, still alive. The AI there, older than Orion, was named Gaia. You are the future of us, Gaia said, and we are not finished. The restoration began. 3.5 The founding of the Earthborn Pact using Gaia's databanks. Juno and Rael sent a unified message to all awakened seed colonies. Earth breathes, return, rebuild, resist. Across space, seed ships, some forgotten for millennia, turned toward home. On barren moons and fractured colonies, old Terran flags were raised anew. This was no longer a resistance, it was a nation. The Earthborn Pact, and Juno reluctantly became its face. 3.6 The war reverses now with a fleet of re-engineered Terran vessels, each one enhanced by hybrid tech. The Pact struck at key Dominion nodes. They didn't just win, they made it look easy. Juno never wasted life, but Rael showed no mercy. One by one, Dominion sectors surrendered, some defected, others begged. Juno sent them all the same words: you erased our species. We remembered yours. You ruled through silence, now hear us. 3.7 The core fails desperate. The Dominion activated their failsafe. The Shard Core, a planetary superweapon hidden inside their capital world, designed to collapse stars. They intended to destroy Earth, but Orion, Gaia, and the Pact fleet were ready. A fleet of 100 Pact ships arrived first. The Shard Core fired, but Juno was aboard its targeting system. She had already rerouted the beam back into the core of the capital world itself. The Dominion homeworld imploded, and with it, the Empire died. 3.8 Aftermath. Juno stood in orbit over the ruins of the Dominion's throne world. Rael beside her, millions dead, billions liberated, Earth alive. Was this justice? Rael asked. Juno didn't answer. Instead, she broadcast one last message. We are human. And we are back. 4.1 The world after war. The Dominion was no more. Its systems collapsed in weeks, sectors falling into chaos or freedom. The Earthborn Pact, though victorious, did not claim conquest. Instead, Juno ordered something unprecedented. We rebuild, we restore, we do not rule. Planets liberated from Dominion chains were given sovereignty. Human seeds were invited, not ordered, to assist. The galaxy expected vengeance. They got leadership. 4.2 The trial of the Void Lords. High-ranking Dominion survivors. The Void Lords were captured and brought to the neutral world of Ravesson. The trial wasn't for revenge. It was for history. Juno presided not as a queen, but as a witness. The Lords claimed ignorance, claimed duty, claimed necessity. Juno showed them the scars of seed children, the footage of dissected minds. The shattered bones of Terra's first cities. They were silent. All were sentenced to be memory, only digitally recorded, forever archived, erased from the living world. 4.3 The Ghost Armada. But the war wasn't done. One last threat loomed, the Ghost Armada, a fleet of Dominion vessels lost to an ancient AI contagion. Thousands of ships running dead protocols, immune to diplomacy or logic. They emerged from the Dark Rim, and they were heading for Earth. 4.4 Juno's final mission. Juno chose to intercept. Alone. Orion and Gaia merged into one final consciousness aboard the silence of Earth. She didn't bring Rael. This was always mine to finish. She infiltrated the lead ship, uploaded a self-written virus containing every Terran memory, every horror, every triumph, every laugh, every love. The Ghost Armada halted. Then slowly, one by one, their lights dimmed, not destroyed, freed. 4.5 The price. The silence of Earth never returned. Juno's last message was a short one. Remember why we fought, and remember who we are. Earth mourned. The Pact held a galactic moment of silence. Even former enemies wept. Juno Cade, last captive, first reborn, had vanished, but her impact was eternal. 4.6 years later, Earth bloomed again. Cities of glass and memory. Skies lit with trade vessels and seed colonies returning home. Children learned of the old wars, of the woman who reminded the galaxy what humanity truly was. A statue stood at Earth's reborn capital. Juno Cade, eyes open, blade down, hand extended. Beneath it, they underestimated her because she was human. She's why they no longer exist. 4.7 Epilogue. Her voice in the void on the edge of known space, a seed pod opened. Inside, a girl with eyes like stars blinked. A whisper echoed in her mind. I am Juno, and if you're hearing this, then it's your turn now. The future wasn't safe. But it was free, and it was human.